Yes, my name is Olga and I'm from Slovakia. I've always wanted to travel to Mexico. That was first and foremost for the past 2 decades, essentially. And as soon as I heard about the event, having already been at one of Alice's events last year, the Muses in Wonderland, I really enjoyed that event immensely. And I knew that if anyone could throw a good international event, it would be Alice. That's a very tough question because I think the entire thing is unforgettable. From Alice picking us up at the airport on Saturday when the bulk of us arrived to this moment right here, I mean, every excursion she's planned has just been excellent, so detail oriented and just absolute perfection. So it's very difficult to choose just one. But I really do enjoy our dinners together and our lunches together where everyone like brainstorms and talks about what we did, what we're going to do, and it feels like a family. So I think that's my favorite part of it up to this moment, really just that really cozy team feeling. You don't get that a lot, I feel. It's been very interesting shooting in locations where I've never shot, for example, with the coconut trees and these types of Mexican dwellings with the straw and like kind of hut style. And, it's just completely different working in conditions that are super windy or very sunny, or you've got a lot of sand, you've got the waves. There's so many factors that pose a challenge, and to like use the setting to your advantage and do different poses that you wouldn't normally do, especially in a studio or like just a ordinary forest of some sort. I modeled internationally for since about 2018 or 17, so it's not my first international event. I've worked with international photographers before in different cities and toured different cities, but this is certainly my first time being at an international event with other models, and it's changed my perspective because I've never really modeled alongside other models. I've only toured by myself. It's almost like I find a slightly healthy competition in a sense, that it's kind of like pushes you in a way. You just have to like, okay, bring it, it's like very motivational. Absolutely. The cenote was absolutely spectacular. I had no idea what to expect. And truthfully, when Alice kept mentioning cenote in my head, I'm thinking, what is that? I have no idea what that was. No idea. It was beyond I didn't expect that at all, for sure. It was really shooting in paradise. I was just mind blown, and you could really spend a day or two just shooting at the cenote. The foliage, just very authentic, like what I would imagine for Mexico, Mexican nature, essentially. Even if the first one might have been man-made, but still, it was very cool. And that kind of like Aztec Mayan, the sculptures and everything, how they incorporated, and skulls are a huge part of Mexican culture because of Dias de los Muertos and all of that. So I just loved that it was still very authentically stuck to the culture. Amazing. And it has to be said that I'm not typically a beach person. I really enjoy winter and snow and that kind of environment. But there was a wind, it was gorgeous. I mean, it was warm water for a change, which you usually don't get at a beach in the US. It's usually freezing cold and you're not really inclined to go into it. So this was just perfect. It was warm outside, the water was warm. I didn't even want to leave, which is not really my usual, like I said, shooting place, but I just absolutely loved it. I wouldn't mind going again tomorrow because it's something completely different from beaches in the US. The most authentic places that we went to that many tourists weren't frequenting, the food was really amazing, and you could see it was just locals, really, or a couple of tourists, but not too many. So it definitely had to be the local spots that I loved. This experience has definitely gotten me out of my comfort zone and made me realize that beaches aren't all that bad. No, that was a joke, but just explored other terrains like that I wouldn't gravitate towards normally and would not be my first choice. And I'm not really a summer person. I don't like the heat and all of that, but basically announced the event and gave me the option to come. Like, there was no doubt. It was a no-brainer. Heat be damned and everything. Like, it could be 10 degrees hotter and I would still be here and excited and happy to shoot and everything. So it's definitely made me grow in that way. And also just looking at what the other girls do, and how they use the setting and just the different outfits that they bring and everything, just like every little piece of information, like, oh, that's a great idea, stuff that I wouldn't personally think of without this experience. I would say if they have the opportunity to do it. As soon as I found out I was joining, I had my flight booked in August. And we are in January. So if that tells you anything about my excitement for the event, I would definitely say this is not an opportunity to be missed, but you have to be very serious about it also, because Alice is not someone that you want to let down. And she is just absolutely amazing. And I feel very fortunate to get to know her in this way. My name is Olga. I also go by Olinka. And if you'd like to follow me or book work with me, please click the link down below.